Oh, look at that. Ooh. We're gonna dip this kaya toast on this soft boiled egg. Take a sip of the kopi kuyu. What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Foodie Mama PH. And today we're gonna go on a coffee tour. I'm gonna bring you to 3 local coffee spots, and we're starting with a local halal coffee chain called Heavenly Wang. We're gonna try some of the local dishes along with the coffee and kaya toast. And the next spot will be very special because they use local coffee blend with a modern coffee machine in a hawker setting. So that's gonna be interesting. And I'm gonna pair that with Baguette Bakery, which sells different types of crusty, crispy breads. And the third spot will be one of the iconic, old school, nostalgic coffee shops here in Singapore called Heap Seng. It's one of my favorites. What they do is grilling the kaya toast over charcoal, which is rarely being done in hawker centers or coffee shops nowadays. It's very special. The place itself is very old, and then the coffee shop is also famous for the uncle making this kopi kuyu to go with the kaya toast. And I'm gonna end it with beautiful curry puff made by a Malay stall next to it. So I'm so excited to bring you to this coffee tour. So let's start drinking coffee. So we have arrived here at Heavenly Wang Cafe, and it's also inside the Waterway Point Mall. It's lunchtime, so before trying their kopi and kaya butter toast, I decided to get their curry because this is one of my favorite dishes in Singapore. It's not the best curry in all of Singapore, but whenever I come to this cafe, it's just amazing that they not only provide coffee and kaya toasts and snacks, but as well Singaporean, Malay or Indonesian dishes like curries. They have rendang, laksa, mee rebus. So this chicken curry is with potatoes and gravy. It's raining today, so it's just really perfect for the weather. And then it's served with this white rice with kerupuk or like cracklings and a little bit of acha. Let's go ahead and try it. So I'm gonna put some delicious, rich and comforting coconut curry. Really one of my favorites. Oh, look at that, it's so moist. And it's gonna be a big bite for sure. Chicken curry for lunch. Cheers. So good. It's very spacious, and the rich coconut curry, it's just so comforting, flavorful, really perfect for this rainy weather today. This kerupuk for some texture, so let's try it. Always crispy. Since this dish is really rich, they serve it with this acha to balance out and give contrast to the dish. What I love about the acha here is it's not too spicy, a little bit tangy and sweet, but it's the freshness of the vegetables. So good. All together, my go-to meal here. Let's take one more bite. Voila. This is happiness in a bowl. If you come to Singapore, the Singaporean chicken curry is really one of those home-cooked dish that you can get. It shows the diversity of the culture here in Singapore, and it's more coconutty than spicious. So it's not too spicy, it's just rich. I think I'm ready for my coffee and my kaya toast, so I'll ask them to serve it. Alright, so I'm ready for my kopi and my kaya toast. I'm gonna start with the coffee first. It's piping hot and it's bubbly on top. I think that they're using a specific local bean. I don't normally taste in other cafes or other coffee shops. They're also using a different type of condensed milk and fresh milk. The mix is just right. It's the perfect amount of coffee plus the sweetness. It's just a hint of sweetness. It's sweet enough to be like a dessert on its own. So good. Let me try the kaya toast. Inside here is a thick slab of cold butter with their special recipe of kaya jam. This is like a crispy-fried brown bread that you will see in Heavenly Wang and at the same time in Yakun kaya toast. So let's try this crispy baby. Kaya jam. It's color green. I think that they don't use artificial coloring, and the butter, it's a little bit like salted. It's creamy. Just goes well with the sweetish kaya jam. It is really, really good. This specific set is one of the famous breakfasts. Sometimes people eat it as a dessert. Any time of the day you can have this. And this may not be one of the best for me, but it's accessible. And specifically where we live, we would rather come here. And as well as we love the ambience here. Their location is in front of the lush trees and garden view outside with the river. I love the lighting here. It's perfect for vlogging. So, And also, Heavenly Wang is halal. This is mostly catering to not only to our Muslim friends, but for everyone. Cheers.
The next day.
So we're here at Kopi More. This is in the basement 1 of Golden Mile Food Center. This specific coffee stall offers freshly grounded beans. They're using local blend, but modern style or technique or process of making coffee. The owner uses a coffee machine compared to the traditional one. So I'm quite excited because it's my first time having this twist on the local traditional coffee. I think we're gonna try the hot coffee. Hi.
You want a coffee?
What coffee do you recommend?
The standard one?
Okay, I'll have one. How did you come up with mixing the traditional coffee with the modern coffee machine?
This one is like an oil refinery. So at certain heat and certain pressure, it gives up something, you know, the results are different from the traditional boiling coffee. So this is not using boiling method, this is using pressure.
And it's amazing, like you grind the coffee really fresh here.
Yes. It's because the coffee may, of course, tasting the coffee is important, but smelling the coffee and feeling the coffee is also equally important.
Yeah.
It opens up your, you know, appetite.
It sets the mood, you know, and excites the
Correct. That's
the
correct.
people.
Thank you
so
very much. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Alright, so rainy afternoon here at Golden Mile Food Center. We're here at basement 1 and I'm gonna try Kopi More's traditional and plain hot coffee fresh from the machine. Try it out. Man, it's good. Wow, I don't know, I cannot explain, I'm not a coffee expert. But there's really a difference serving the coffee the traditional process compared to the one from the machine. It is more smooth. There's kind of like crema. It's really good. Like, I cannot stop. I already had coffee this morning, but man, this is a good cup of coffee. You know what? I noticed a baguette, like a bread stall or bakery beside it. I think I'm gonna get a pastry or something. I'll get back to you. It's my first time seeing like a bakery or baguette specialty stall in a hawker. So I think I'm gonna try, I don't know what their bestseller is, so I'm gonna ask the staff here.
Chocolate lava.
Okay, so cheese and chocolate lava. Ken?
Having here, huh?
Yes, having here. Thank you so much. Alright, so I love my baguette bread, but this time it's like a bakery. They have different types of pastries. This one is a cheese lava and chocolate lava, fresh from the oven. I think I'm gonna try the chocolate first because I'm craving for something sweet. Look at that. Try it. It is lava. I didn't expect that. It's just oozing with chocolate sauce in there. It's really a crispy type of pastry. I've never had anything like this before. It's really unique and it's not too sweet as well. I got chocolate on my finger. The type of chocolate they use is perfect for any ages. Really good. Now let's move on to the cheese lava, which already has chocolate in it, and I'm excited. So I'm assuming now that there's gonna be cheese oozing from the inside. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god, that's like the cheese sauce of your dreams. It's like buttery cheesy at the same time. And I love the toasted cheese on top there. It's finger licking good. Perfect to go with the Kopi More's coffee. Oh wow, this is an amazing combo. Man, this is a good quality coffee. Plain and simple for less than $2. I know that the traditional coffees in typical hawker centers cost $1. Some are less than $1, but I wouldn't mind paying a bit more, just a little bit more for this good quality coffee once in a while. When I'm in the area, I'm really gonna come back for this. Kopi More, highly recommended. And try the pastries from Mr. Baguette to go with it. Perfect. You cannot taste any bitter notes in there. It's really a well-balanced, robust, creamy, smooth type of coffee. I'm not a coffee connoisseur, but man, guys, try this. This just recently had a 3 chopsticks award from Makan Sutra guys. I'll put the link in the description box below, whether hot or with ice. Sure. You would know the coffee is really good when someone orders a second cup. And this time is iced coffee. Oh. Super refreshing. I love this. Kopi More at Golden Mile Complex.
The next day.
So we have here the trinity of Nanyang coffee stall. We have here the Nanyang coffee, a Robusta type of coffee, very aromatic, smells so strong. This specific one is called Kopi coffee with butter, soft-boiled eggs. Oh, look at that. Ooh, oozing egg yolk. Oh my goodness. That just looks so good. It's like the perfect soft-boiled eggs. These are the traditional old-school grilled kaya butter toast. These are white toast grilled by the old uncle over charcoal. That's why there's like grill marks in there. Spreads the kaya and thick cuts of butter. We're gonna try the toast on its own first. Look at that ratio of butter, kaya spread, and bread in there. Try it out. The combination of the kaya spread and the butter, sweet and salty, creamy and buttery. This is not the typical kaya toast that you will get commercially because this is traditionally made, traditional style, grilled over charcoal. So it's not supposed to be crispy, but it has a really chewy texture. It's just heavenly. Now, we're gonna dip this kaya toast on this soft-boiled egg, like what locals always do. Gonna be a big bite. Oh no! Take a sip of the kopi kuyu. This is just the perfect way to start your day. So silky smooth, makes it like a greasy kind of coffee without being overly greasy. This is just comfort. I don't even need to put some soy sauce and some pepper on the egg. It's good, really plain and simple. Just get the flavor from the saltiness of the butter, sweetness of the kaya, heavenly. There's nothing really fancy in here, you know, it's just plain, simple, nostalgic, especially for people who grew up here. Heap, Seng, Leong coffee has been around since 1974. This shop as is, this is exactly how it looks like from 1974. And the owner here came from China to Singapore when he was, I think, really young. Just started this coffee shop. It's just amazing how he makes the coffee himself, grills the kaya toast over charcoal, spreads the butter, he spreads the kaya, and he serves the customers. And it's just amazing how he can still do this. Entering this place from the outside, it looks very nostalgic, like the feels and the vibe. It reminded me of our old house. There's like huge cabinets, like, you know, the antique feels. There's little jars or containers for the tidbits, you know, the old school type. You know, when you were a kid, you just grab a candy or a cookie. Then there's this old uncle and his son. They're tandem, they're helping out each other in this business. Actually, when we were walking towards this place, I am already greeted by the curry puff stall just beside this here at my back, and it's called, I think they're famous for their nasi lemak, misiam, and their curry puff. But I think I'm gonna get their curry puff because most locals who post online have this trinity and their curry puff. I'm gonna get one. See you later. So I've always wondered how the locals make their curry puff, and I just like this spot here, especially because it's like an open spot where you can take a peek of what's happening inside the kitchen. There's a fresh batch of curry puff every single time. She has this kind of like a curry puff pastry molder. She takes the dough, takes 1 spoonful of the filling, puts it into the dough, presses it, that's it. It's ready for frying, and it's just really entertaining to watch. I think I'm ready for this curry puff. I'm gonna break it into half, hoping. You know what? I'm gonna use this spoon to break this. The moment of truth. Look at that beautiful cross section in there. Look at the curry filling inside. I've never made a curry puff before. I feel like it's labor intensive and it's really time consuming. You have to make the pastry really crispy and not too thick, which I believe this is like a perfect ratio of the pastry to filling. Still really hot. Oh yeah. So the curry, it's not too tangy. It's got some salty, sweet flavor. Of course, with the curry flavoring in there, but the filling is really soft. It goes well with the thin pastry. But honestly, it's not my favorite type of pastry, but it's still good. One more bite. It's not too spicy at all, which is good. With some curry puff, they make it really spicy. So when they serve it hot, you can immediately taste and feel the heat. It's burning your tongue right away. It's just enough spice and heat in there. Whew. I usually would pick rice over bread, but if I'm having bread like this kaya toast, I would like to end it with something savory. So this is really a perfect spot for me. I start with the kaya toast, end it with this savory curry puff, and with a sip of coffee. If you guys are looking forward to trying the same experience, because there's not much of this type of coffee shop here in Singapore, not much. This is like the old school type that I highly recommend for youngsters to come here to experience. I'll put the link in the description box below, and that's it for today's video. I'll see you on the next episode here in Singapore.